Brothers and sisters, one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself is staying hydrated. And you know what I'm talking about. You go to your basketball game, football game, pro wrestling events, and suddenly you get a little parched. Well, one of the best ways that you can keep yourself safe is using Liquid IV. See, Liquid IV is a hydration stick that you can pour into 16 ounces of water and immediately get more efficiently hydrated than water alone. Okay? 12 delicious, refreshing flavors, all of your essential B vitamins, including B3, B5, B6, B12, even vitamin C. 3 times the electrolytes as traditional sports drinks. It's made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, free from gluten, dairy, soy, all that good stuff there. Listen, I'm telling you right now, folks, Liquid IV has changed my life. It's something that I use on a regular basis because I'm always on the go. I gotta stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated. Liquid IV has your back. It'll keep you exactly that way, hydrated. But don't just take my word for it. I want you to try it out. And because of that, if you head over to liquidiv.com right now, you can put anything that you want in your cart, and then at checkout, use the promo code Duke Loves Rasslin. No spaces in that now. Duke Loves Rasslin. Going to save you 20% on your entire order. That's how much I care about your hydration. That's how much I want you to check out Liquid IV. So what are you waiting for? Shop better hydration today. Visit liquidiv.com. That's right.
Locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke Loves Rasslin.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey, Duke, are we recording yet or what? I called you up. I need your help.
All right, we're recording. All right. Brothers and sisters, welcome to an impromptu Duke Loves Rasslin. I'm here with Big Vito LoGrasso. You know he's part of the family here, friend of ours, podcast, been with us the whole 10 years and what have you. But this guy called me up. He's very upset. I had to take a quick lunch break because he wants the world to hear this. So, Vito, here's your open mic. What's wrong, man? What's going on?
You know, JCW has been the home of the Don of pro wrestling, Big Vito LoGrasso. And I have been representing this company and doing what I do best. And that's causing havoc. You know, getting the job done. Having a vision and taking over what rightfully belongs to you. I put asses in the seats. I made people watch. Vince Russo, my buddy, was the mastermind behind this plan, Duke. And I know you've been watching. I know you've been keeping up with things. And the whole objective was to take over JCW and make it something new. I do all the dirty work. I've done this for years. We've been boys. Whatever needs to be done, Vito LoGrasso goes out and does it all. And it's not just from what's outside the wrestling business. It's what I do inside the wrestling business, and that's handle the family business. Now, you saw what transpired at JCW last week, you know, and it has been, everybody's so happy and so, like, living large and, you know, Violent J got his company back, and yay. You know, fuck you and fuck all you douchebags out there who were cheering for this shit. Because if I could slap every one of you fucking clowns, I'd have you wipe that shit off your face and make you swallow a cream soda and then go have a miserable fucking day. You know, Duke, I did a handshake agreement for Violent J and his boys to come to town and fight me and my crew. So what happened? I had a little pregame warm-up, all right? And I beat the shit out of him and his fucking boys. And then what do you know? Come match time, Vince Russo comes out. He saw what happened in the back, and he puts a super team together to fight me and my team. A team of JCW homegrown talents that were hungry, that were tired of bullshit, wanted to make it to the top. Did I go outside and go get my own guys? No. Did I get shooters? No. Did I get hitmen? No. I took JCW talent. So what does Vince Russo do? He sees what's unraveling. He sees what's happening. He knows if I gain power, it's going to be on, and it's going to be even more chaos. All of a sudden, Vince Russo, who looks like Kenny Rogers, decides he's going to be Jesus Christ, come off the cross, and save Violent J. He puts a super team together. Not only did I kick out of everybody's finish, take everything in the kitchen sink, I delivered my finish to Nick Nemeth, and he wasn't about to get up. And then all of a sudden, from the bushes, from the ground up, here comes Violent J wobbling down with a steel chain in his hand and cracks me one good. And I got to say, it was a good shot. But what happened? Vito LoGrasso got up. Then, all of a sudden, the referee's watching, and I go through a table. Hey, and Vito LoGrasso got up again. Then Nick Nemeth hits me from behind. And hitting me from behind seems to be the forte of JCW because they don't hit me straight on, and they win the match. Vince Russo stands there while everybody is celebrating. The whole locker room comes out. Everybody's happy. What a thrilling moment. What an end to a story. This fucking story ain't over. I promise you. And Duke, you've been watching. You've been a fan. You've been my friend. And you've seen what transpired. Tell me your thoughts on the biggest screw job since the Montreal screw job with Bret Hart. Because this is bigger than life. Nothing in wrestling has been this big since then. And we've had a lot of great moments. And I'm not dissing nobody. But when you screw somebody, Vince Russo is the number one screw job master in the wrestling business today.
Well, listen, Vito, first of all, calm down. Calm down. You know, I understand that you're upset, but we got to make sense out of all this. I told you from the beginning, I don't know why you're doing business with clowns. Doesn't make any sense. Violent J, he's a goofball. I don't even understand the way the guy dresses. He's putting crap all over his face. I don't get it. He's like the Pied Piper, and he's got all these weirdos following him around, juggalos or whatever the hell they call themselves. So I always had a problem with that. But I understand that you showed up because you wanted to class that company up, and for the most part, you've done a great job in doing so. I'm very surprised at our friend Vince Russo, a guy that you go back nearly 40 years with, for he to have the audacity to show up, like you said, with his Kenny Rogers hair, except that he has no dippity-do in it, so it just looks dry and ridiculous. He's dressing like a slob these days. I don't know what the hell he's having a midlife crisis or something like that. I don't know what's going on with Vinny. But Vinny, we got to talk because, dude, this ain't the way. As much as Vito has done for you, he's had your back through thick and thin. I know the story. I know the negotiations. When we talk about going to live events and things like that, and you say, well, if Vito's not there, I don't want to be there because you don't want to deal with the humanoids who are going to harass you, Vinny. Don't make me tell you dirty laundry out here because I'll do it, and I have the receipts. All I'm saying is I think it's ridiculous for Vince Russo to screw over the last friend he had in life. And for what? Because you want to impress some goofball down in Jacksonville? Or you want to impress the goofy guy with the clown makeup on standing right next to you? I don't know what's going on with Vinny. But I'm just telling you right now, I'm starting to feel like the dirt sheets and all the humanoids online, maybe they were right about him. He's not somebody that can be trusted. And I'm very frustrated, Vito, that you had to deal with this.
You know, I've overcome a lot of things in this wrestling business, and I have done my share of good work in every company I have worked in. I'm not a politician. I'm not somebody who's going to sit there and hobnob and try to wiggle my way in there. I always wanted to be known as a great wrestler, a hard worker. And believe me, I put the work in here at JCW. We're on the map. I am a company guy. But there's a limit to being a company guy and being a kiss ass. And there's a limit to where, like, hey, I'm going to draw the line on some things. You don't turn on your friends. You don't rat on your goombas. You don't, take away all of your Italian heritage because you want to be the guy who's loved by millions. And I got to say something, all you juggalos out there, you got a great way of perceiving life. And I admit, hey, I watch from outside. Am I a juggalo? No. But I admire that you guys stand up for each other. Evidently, Vince Russo is now a juggalo. And he turned his back on the family, turned his back on his heritage. His father's Italian. His whole family's Italian. And he grew up in, Parmesan, eggplant, everything that you could, prosciutto bread, panellis, rice balls. That was Vince Russo. Vinny Roo. And then he does this shit. So for Eric Bischoff and Cornette and every other guy out there who had something bad to say about Vince Russo, I really got to say, now I'm like, maybe you guys were right. What happens if Eric Bischoff started his own Fed? What better way to get back at Vince Russo, take his number one guy, and then, we could spill the tea. Oh, my God, Vito is telling all the secrets. Man, I got to say, Duke, I appreciate your friendship and giving me a voice on your show. I just wanted everyone to know. This shit ain't fucking over. And if they thought that I'm going to be just fucking some lay-down son of a bitch, you're absolutely mistaken. I'm going to be even more of a fucking evil, despicable, rotten, no good cocksucker that you're going to fucking beg me to fucking stop. I got things planned. And you guys are going to watch JCW, because Big Vito has just started to be ruthless.
You did it to yourself, Benny. You did it to yourself. I'm telling you. Is Vince Russo going to be walking around with stupid clown makeup on his face now too?
I don't know.
Is that what's going to happen?
I don't know, because he's a fucking jackass. I could tell you that. Him and his fucking typewriter and sharpening pencils and fucking having all these jock-sniffing son of a bitches making him coffee. Go fuck yourself and have a nice day.
I'll tell you. I knew I couldn't trust the guy when he disrespected the Yankees. That's when I knew. Can't trust him. Doesn't make any sense. Now here he screws over his last friend in life. I don't know what's going on. It's all about the almighty dollar with that guy. I think that's what happened. He was fighting the good fight for so long, and now suddenly he's showing his true colors. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Just move to Detroit. Go ahead, Vince. Just move to Detroit, because New York doesn't want you anymore after this. That's
definitely not. He's got a hit and a number. And believe me, there's a tag waiting in the morgue for Vince Russo.
Wow. Jesus, I'll tell you. This is not how I wanted to start the day, but, Vito, I'm just glad you're okay, because I saw what they did, and I've heard some things about what they plan on doing. They got to get the guy formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, this Nick Nemeth, to play his games too. They've sent everything after you. That's the crazy part about this company, and knowing that Russo is behind some of this crap, it drives me nuts. It completely drives me nuts.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
You want to know, people? Remember when Vince Russo was in WCW, right? And he turned against me and he started putting me in, very peculiar situations. And then when he was going to get his ass kicked by Goldberg, and he came running to me, and I gave him the kiss of death because he was such a scumbag to me and put me in a bad position. And what did I do? I still went out there with him, right? Goldberg, one of the most feared wrestlers of our generation. And I was ready to go toe-to-toe with him. And then I says, you know what? Vince, buddy, this one's on me. And I beat the living shit out of him that day. They should somebody should put a clip of that because that was one of the best days of my life. Now that I realize it, it probably is the best day of my life. Vince Russo, this ain't over. And I don't care what you do, what you say, how you're going to go about it. But the funny thing is you had a fire underneath your office window outside your house and you panicked. I seen you looking around because I had the videotape of it and I just left my ass off. And that was just a sample size. You knew who the message was from. And there's more to come for Vince Russo and Violent J.
Well, Vito, why don't you let everybody know, how can they keep up with you to see what's going to happen next? Because I'll tell you, I think you're going to have to take it to the mattresses at this point.
Well, everybody knows, okay? We're on X at the Big Vito brand. We're on Instagram at the Big Vito brand. We're on LinkedIn at Vito LoGrasso. We're on Facebook at the Big Vito brand or Big Vito LoGrasso. All right? And we're on TikTok at the Big Vito brand. And believe me, people, for all you gigolos out there, and I know there's a nation, nobody's more powerful than the Don of Pro Wrestling, Big Vito LoGrasso.
Strictly for the culture every day. Step in style in your unique way. Patterns and colors so defined. All about the perfect line. Be yourself, let your spirit fly. In this fashion, you'll touch the sky. Strictly for the culture, brand so fine. Dress to impress and show your shine. Strictly for the culture, every day. Step in style in your unique way.
Visit www.strictlyfortheculture.ca.
This is Tony Schiavone, and we're desperately out of time on Duke Loves Rasslin.
Check out Zencastr, Zencastr. That is my favorite program to use for all my recording needs. And the great part is, not only do they have audio, but they also have video options as well. So whether you're video conferencing, podcasting, just catching up with friends and loved ones, you definitely want to check out Zencastr. They have paid subscriptions. They also have a free version, which I'm actually using right now. Transcripts, the whole 9 yards, and even, get this, Zencastr has started to do hosting. So for all you podcasters out there, if you're looking for a host for your show, please consider Zencastr. You will not regret it. I'm telling you right now. Once again, Zencastr. Made on Zencastr. That's right.